Greetings, fellow Gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
And I'm Count Jackula.
And today we're going to talk about When Evil Lurks, directed by Demián Rugna, who is the Argentinian director behind Terrified, which is a movie that literally terrified me and terrified Jack and was really fucking good. So we were looking forward to this movie. This movie is about two brothers on a farm who discover that one of their neighbors is possessed. But instead of waiting for the proper authorities to arrive and to exorcise this possession, they instead decide to dump the body far away from their farm so that it can become someone else's problem and they don't have to deal with it. This ends up triggering what I can only describe as a possession apocalypse that threatens to kill anyone and everyone they ever knew or loved. That's the movie.
You could also call this movie Misogyny Fucks Everything Up.
Yes.
Because if the main character had just listened to one woman,
just a single one of them,
everything would have been okay.
During their journey over the course of this movie, they encounter multiple women, different women in different circumstances, who each either give them advice or give them a warning. And if they just listened to any single one of them, all could have been prevented.
Yeah.
All of it. But instead, they let their fear, which is a theme of this movie.
Yeah, it's a big theme
of theme of this movie is people letting fear control them, and that leading them to make terrible choices that lead to more and more people being dead. And when I say dead, I mean brutalized, mutilated, possessed, eaten. This is not a fun movie. This is a grueling, grisly exercise in endurance. There's not a single point in this movie where it doesn't just get worse.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the best way possible. I loved this movie, but holy shit, am I gonna have to be in the right mood to ever watch it again?
Well, it's kind of like the sadness that way.
Yeah, but even the sadness, there's like a sense of humor to the sadness.
That's a good point. Yeah, it is a ghoulish sense of humor.
Which isn't really present in this.
No, not really.
This movie is you motherfuckers are damned, and you are damned for a reason. Your fear, your pride, and your selfishness.
Yep.
And not only are you damned, you've damned everyone around you. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, fuckhole. You know?
All of the trigger warnings for this movie. If there's ever a movie that needed one, this is it. Because we're talking child death, animal death. There's a point in which someone is like scooping the brains out of a dead child and eating it. Like,
yeah, it's like they're scooping into a fucking Halloween candy bag and just eating it.
There ain't no off-screen in this movie. There's only on-screen, and if something is off-screen, that's because you just saw the horrible beginning of it, and then it scooted off, and you're gonna see the horrible aftermath later.
Yeah, the only things you don't see on screen is for pacing reasons.
Yes, but the fact that Jack mentioned the sadness should give you an idea of the level of fucked up this movie gets.
Yes.
Because that is where these two movies are comparable, is in how fucked up they get and how gruesome they get. This movie's a little slower than the sadness. It has more of a build to it.
It does.
But once it pops off, holy fuck, it just escalates and escalates and escalates.
Yeah, and it starts out grody.
And it's a hard watch too, because part of the reason why it escalates is you're watching two characters constantly make the wrong choice. And even when they make a choice that you can empathize with, like, okay, I understand why you felt the need to go over there, but you just damn those people. Like,
yeah, you just fucked everything up.
The consequences of the action kind of trump the empathy after a certain point.
Yeah, especially since when you really get down to it, in the beginning, all they really had to do was leave it alone.
Yeah.
It's already as bad as it could get if you leave it the fuck alone.
Their involvement directly is the cause of all the problems here.
Yes.
And it's not just them too. There's some other characters that contribute to this problem.
Yeah, like the mayor of the fucking town.
The mayor of the fucking town, the shitty cops who don't want to help them. And also that fucking neighbor. Like the one who's not possessed.
Yeah.
The fucking selfish ass neighbor with the goats. That guy. Because he's kind of the one that feeds the initial bad decisions. But then after that, it's all them. You know, it's all the two of them.
One thing you're gonna have to fucking like just settle in for is this movie has a lot of why are you doing the thing that character just told you not to do?
Yeah, I would describe this as the feel-bad movie of the year. It's one of the best horror movies you will see all year, but it's also one of the hardest to watch and the most gruesome. So proceed with caution. This movie is just, let's get sad.
Yeah.
Let's get real sad.
Grim. Let's get real sad.
Yeah, exactly. I loved it, but it's going to be a while before I ever watch it again. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, I could probably watch it again right now.
Well, there you go. There you go.
But I'm crazy.
But it is phenomenally done.
Yes.
You know, it makes its point very fucking well. It's well written. It's compelling, too. And with that said, it is currently available on Shudder. It is a Shudder original movie, even though it's an Argentinian film. Shudder is the ones releasing it first. They get first dibs. So go check it out on Shudder. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie, but again, it's a rough watch. Intentionally so, in all the best ways. And with that said, let us move on to the spoilers. The initial thing is all started because they discover their neighbor is possessed. It's the neighbor's husband who's possessed. And she is constantly telling them, no, don't touch him. Don't move him. You will make things worse. Wait for the people to arrive that are supposed to deal with this. Now, granted, these two are operating under the knowledge that the people that were supposed to arrive were killed the night before. It's kind of the event that kicks off this entire movie and prompts them to go next door to find out what's going on. They don't listen to her. They move the body. Then there's also his wife.
Yeah.
He shows up at his ex-wife's place and wants to get the kids and her out of town when the possession is all taking place and everyone's being fucking turned into monsters. Unfortunately, he, by going there, ends up bringing the possession to that family because he's got the goo from the fucking possessed corpse all over him. And in this case, while she doesn't believe anything of the possession thing going on, she is the one who tells him you shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Go home. Leave us be. And to be honest, they would have been better off if he didn't go there.
Well, yeah, totally. Because, like, you know, would have been like, oh my God, it's going to infect everybody. Okay. So I got to go see my kids. And cough all over them.
And this ends up leading to their big, huge dog sniffing his clothes, getting possessed, and then mauling the shit out of their fucking toddler daughter.
Yeah.
And again, there's nothing off screen in this
that's
movie.
on screen.
That's an on-screen thing. You see this. It's gruesome. It's grueling. It's hard to watch. It is fantastic effects.
Yeah.
It is well done.
Yeah, and the thing is that the night before, one of the guys says, by the way, burn those clothes you're wearing. The demon might hop from those clothes to something else.
They're also being constantly warned to not use electric lights because...
Don't use electric lights. Because,
and they keep doing it.
Yeah, don't shoot it. That will only, make it spread faster.
And that's another thing. They end up meeting up with their mom, and their mom tries to tell the surviving grandkids, as well as everyone else in that car, the rules for these demons.
Yeah.
The things you're not supposed to do. But they keep cutting her off before she can finish the rules. And once again, if they allowed her to finish those rules, if they listened those rules, if they heeded those rules, so many less people will be dead by the end of this movie.
Yeah.
And then finally, at the end of the movie, they meet up with this lady in the woods that obviously the younger brother has a history with.
Yeah, he has history with her, and she's like a witch.
Yeah,
you know?
She used to be one of the official exorcist people.
Yeah.
Because one of the cool things about this movie is there's this cool world building that this possession thing is a known thing, and there's actually entities of the government that deal with these things.
Like entities of the Argentinian government and the church that come and deal with possession.
And she used to first be a fraudster, but then eventually became one of the people who actually does this. She is the person who's like, okay, well, here's what we got to do to stop this. We're going to go find the corpse. We're going to remove the fucking possession from the corpse because it's not completed its fucking birth yet. And if it completes its birth, we're all fucked.
Yeah, that's it. That's just...
So we're going to go there and we're going to finish this ourselves. And if they listened to everything she said on this journey, they would have succeeded in doing this. Let me tell you, my friends, they do not succeed in doing this. They get her killed and they let whatever fucking demon entity that's inside this corpse rise from the fucking depths of that corpse and be birthed into this world, leading his army of possessed people and children into the horizon.
Yeah.
While the main character, the elder brother, goes back to his younger brother and what seems to be his surviving kids, but actually are possessed now.
Yep.
And discover that the possessed kids ate his mom. And then he just kind of keels over in the fucking yard as the camera pans out because he is done. This world is done. He has doomed everyone.
Yep.
Darker ending than The Mist. It is one of the darkest fucking endings a movie like this could have. And I love the scene where they're like pulling the mom's hair out of the son's mouth. It's so fucking hard.
Yeah.
It's so fucking hard to watch. It's ill. Anyway, do you have any final thoughts on When Evil Lurks?
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie. It's an intense movie. If you want a movie where you can go, yeah, you fucking chauvinistic piece of shit, that's what happens.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happens. You're going to get it. Because that's really the through line, which is like...
This is the ultimate, the hubris and the fear of mediocre men doom the world movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it really is. Because you're just sort of like, dude, listen to one woman or do one actual heroic thing. Mm-hmm. You know, like, holy crap.
So close in the end, and then completely fumbles it in the final act.
Yeah, completely fumbles it because, like, what? He didn't believe that the woman with the magical artifact wasn't going to be able to get the job done?
I know. And with that said, where can they find you, Count Jackula?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter at Counting Jack. You can find me on Blue Sky at Count Jackula. You can find me on Instagram at Satanic Jackula. And you can find me on TikTok at Real Count Jackula. But where you can really find me is here on YouTube. Look up my channel, hit that subscribe button, and make sure to hit the notification bell because I stream throughout the week, starting around the hours of 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I'd love to see you there. And with that said, what about you?
Y'all know me, I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me at the Horror Guru on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, Mastodon. Just look up the Horror Guru or Blood Splattered Cinema, and I'll be there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you're notified of my videos immediately upon their upload. And if you'd like to help out either of us more directly, be sure to check out our Patreon pages. And remember, if you decide to go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way, but we will certainly accept more. And if you made it this far into the video, then I want you to comment below, and be sure to comment below using the hashtag Apple Ice Cream. Use the hashtag Apple Ice Cream, that way I know. That way Jack knows. That way the whole world knows that you ate your own grandmother. I hope she was tasty. And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, peace out, and I'll catch y'all later.